Hey, Colin Meeks with Maryland Financial Advocates. I'm here in my conference room today, and it wouldn't be very surprising to you if I told you that not everybody that comes through our conference room doors becomes a client. But what may surprise you is the reasons why they don't become clients. We have a very unique process in the way that we deal with new clients and our onboarding process and trying to find the right fit. When we go through our process with clients, when we take a few times to meet them, spend a few hours together, the decision we make at the end of that process is, are we going to work together going forward? It's not a sales process. We're not putting the pen in their hand and asking them to sign on the dotted line. It's not any of this assumed closed stuff, all the sales training I learned 20 years ago when I first came into the business. That stuff sucks. It makes everybody really uncomfortable. It just doesn't make for good client relationships because it feels like one person's winning and the other person's losing. The real process that you should take in looking at any sort of planning, financial planning or other, is to come to the decision together with the person. Is there some value there? You know, can you do something for me, and is it going to be a fair arrangement for both of us? The process shouldn't be like you shouldn't feel like you've bought something, or you shouldn't feel like you've done something uncomfortable or been forced to do something. So if you're working with a financial advisor, just sort of think in your mind, you know, how did you start that relationship, and was it a comfortable situation or an uncomfortable one? I know when I first started years ago with selling just purely insurance, it was just really just salesy. You know, it was just do everything you can to get them to sign right then and there so that they bought it, so you get paid your commission so you could live to see another day. And that's not a sustainable business model. It just doesn't work very well in today's day and age, and it didn't really work very well back then either. But it was just a horrible way to make a living, I guess, for any other way to put it. So when you're looking for an advisor, just look for their process. Ask them what their process is. You know, paying a fee is not a bad thing. If you're paying a fee and you know what that is, that's sort of a good thing. If you're just sort of wondering, how does this guy get paid, and when's the other shoe going to drop, and when's he going to try to sell me something? That's where it gets sort of into the unknown and makes it uncomfortable. So when you work with an advisor, just be sure to know all that stuff, and make sure it's a comfortable relationship. I mean, I hope my clients are not ever afraid to pick up the phone and call me, and just talk things through and ask about something on their statement, or ask about what fee this is, or ask about how this works, or if I do this, how much will it cost me? And we work through those things together, and it's not an uncomfortable situation at all. It really makes for a really good long-term building relationship with clients. So I hope this sort of helps you out. I know I babbled on a lot about a lot of different things, but these things just sort of come through my mind, and I try to put myself in the client's shoes. And I try to put myself in your shoes as if I was sitting there. What would I want to know, and what would I want to have happen in order to make me feel comfortable? And if you need help with any of those discussions, or you just want to talk to somebody, please feel free to get in touch with me. I'm more than happy to walk you through it. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.